What is up, YouTube? Raycon back with another video. So today I want to discuss Elyon, the upcoming MMORPG that's coming out. They've already had a closed beta, I don't know, maybe a month and a half ago or something like that. And a closed beta 2 is coming up soon. It's supposed to come up in August. And there's a recent interview on MMORPG.com, and I will link that article down below as well. I want to just touch on the highlights of this interview. I think there's a couple interesting news on it, and so I want to kind of go over it and skim through it and kind of give you the highlights of what I think looks kind of important for this upcoming MMO. And but let's jump right into it, guys, and let's look at this article. So, guys, here we go right here. So I'm gonna skim through this and kind of go over the highlights. And so it's basically right here. It talks about I'm just going through the data from closed beta 1. What's the major difference in preferences and stuff like that. It basically says the build of closed beta 1. The build of closed beta 1 was a localized copy from the Korean service back in January. So the progression and content consumption was relatively similar considering this was a short testing period. So we basically got the build from January when this last beta was. So that's the kind of thing. And it talks about the factions, what was the most popular faction. And it says, I don't know how to pronounce it, guys. There's Vulpin and is it Onteri? But they said Ontario was the preference. So this was more people with this faction. For what it is worth, guys. Let's skim through this a little more. It says they asked, you've already mentioned closed beta 2 will use an iteration of Elyon that's much closer to the in-house build. When they're talking about the in-house build, they're talking about the Korean version of the game because it's already been out in Korea for a while. And they said the closed beta 2 will be based on an early June build from the Korean service. So this next build is going to be basically 5-6 months a newer build, so to be more up to date, which is always good. So, and here's an interesting thing they talk about, and I don't know exactly how this is going to work, but it says one of the biggest changes is on the marketplace. The price of each item will now be dynamically adjusted based on its marketplace demand, and the available price range of an item can be listed that can be listed at will be capped to combat marketplace manipulation. It's a system that we haven't tested on a large scale, so we're looking to test it in closed beta 2 and look for feedback. So I don't know exactly how this is going to work. It's very so prices is going to dynamically change, so they have something in it. So I'm thinking it's going to change based on supply and demand dynamically. I have no idea how this is going to work, but kind of an interesting command. If you know how it's going to work, comment below. I'm not really sure how this works. I'm kind of interested to see what exactly they mean by this right here. Now they're talking about battlefields. Battlefields will now be available 24/7 if this works out during closed beta 2. So if everything works out, performance isn't a buggy mess or nothing like that, we will apply it on release. So hopefully this goes well. So it'll be on release. And they said dimensional portals will nonetheless still be only available during certain set times. Another thing right here, it says the UI will the ability to scale the UI and move certain UI elements around will be implemented. So that's the big thing. You better customize UI, scale it, 80% of what it is, the size of it, probably, drag drop your UI around. That's massive, guys. We all like a certain setup of the UI, a certain size. I try to make mine as clean as possible, as small as possible, where I can read everything, because I don't like it to clutter my screen. I like more minimized UI, so that's kind of a good thing right there. Now it says closed beta 1 took place over a long weekend. I think it was about 4 days or so. I think they may have added a day to the last beta. It says will closed beta be over the similar time frame? And they said we're looking at a similar time frame for closed beta 2. Our intention with the betas is to collect feedback on the core parts of the game and test our infrastructure. So we're keeping them short. So yeah, it's going to be probably a 3 or 4 day beta. Again, very short. And then they state right here, basically the players are going to, everybody was wiped from the last beta. So everybody's going to start at level 1 again. So your last beta progress does not carry over. That's very common with betas, guys. So that's not a big deal. Everybody's going to start back at level 1. So, and re-level. And let's kind of skim down a little more if I can get my computer to work, guys. No, there we go. You know, I scaled it way up like 150% on my computer. Now it's freezing. There we go. So it says, I know many players. Now this is the biggest thing that the biggest thing of the interview right here. It says, I know many players are concerned about whether there'll be cash shop changes between the Korean and the NAEU versions of Elyon. Will we finally get a chance to see the cash shop in closed beta 2? We know the Western audience, the cash shop is a massive deal. So this is very interesting, guys. So let's hear what they got to say. Yes, the cash shop will be available for preview in closed beta 2, along with free rubies, which is the paid currency, so that you can try the products out. We've been working with developers for a long time now to figure out how to implement the adjustments we want. And we're very close to finalizing the behavior of paid products in our version. We'll be making standalone posts in the upcoming weeks that gives you more insight. We're looking forward to hear your thoughts. Guys, we got to stand up for the anything pay to win. I hope everybody stands up and fights against it. I don't know if there's going to be pay to win in it. I think there is in the Korean version, but don't quote me on it because I've never played the Korean version. So, but we're going to be able to see everything. We're going to be able to see the cash shop basically. So we're going to be able to see the products in it. I care about more what's in it than the cost of buying products in it. I'd rather have expensive cosmetics with no pay to win in it than everything be super cheap with pay to win in it. It's just the idea of being able to spend real money to get ahead of other people. So let's hope there's no pay to win in the cash out, but we're going to be able to see it. And guys, please leave feedback before launch if there's pay to win in it. And let's get a clean game out the launch. And then it says pre-orders will be open later this month. What they asked right here says, when will we be able to pre-order Elyon? Will there be multiple tiers? Pre-orders will open later this month. There will indeed be multiple tiers, and among them will be exclusive weapons, armor, and a cute night cat. So basically that's your basic version, your deluxe version, collector's edition, all that stuff. That's with every game now. And you'll basically get weapon skins. You'll get either a pet, it looks like a pet, and you'll get like an armor skin and stuff like that. So that's normal, not a big deal at all. It says, will pre-orders be the only way to get into closed beta 2, or will there still be other avenues? Pre-ordering will grant you access to closed beta. So if you pre-order, you get in the next closed beta guaranteed. But our teams will also be doing a lot of key giveaways and events to give everyone a chance of participating. Similarly to closed beta 1, there will be a short open for everyone application process, but this time applicants will be picked randomly. So, you know, you got to sign up for beta and you got a chance to get it, I guess, an email to get in. I mean, this is pretty standard right here. They'll be doing a lot of giveaways, so look around for giveaways and for keys and stuff. After launch, do you expect NA and EU servers to lag behind the Korean servers in terms of content, or they eventually be on the same cycle? I think this is kind of a big deal right here. It says our goal is to operate on a global build content-wise. At launch, we'll naturally be a bit behind 1 or 2 months. That's not much at all, but we're aiming to catch up as soon as possible. So, yeah, I launched 1 or 2 months behind, so I expect within 4 or 5 months we'll be completely caught up with the Korean version of the game. And I do know the Slayer class will be in there, which is kind of the Berserker class. It looks like I'm excited to play that. That's one of my favorite style classes to play. So I'm excited to play kind of I love like Berserker, Barbarian type classes. So I'm excited to try it out. And it says, is it still on target release for 2021? Yes, Elyon will be launching this fall. So guys, that's basically it right there. I think the cash shop thing is a big thing, and we'll better see that the next closed beta. It's still on pace to release this year, and we'll get a more updated version closer to the Korean version, getting the Slayer class. So there's gonna be some awesome things this next beta. I think the cash shop's a major thing for me personally. It is, and I know a lot of people it is. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. Leave a comment below and let me know if you're interested in this game. Any other MMOs? We got several MMOs coming out this year, probably like 6 or 7. So yeah, tell me what you think. And guys, that's basically it. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe. I will be coming with more MMORPG news and any other games I find very interesting as well. But I will see you around next time, and thank you for sticking around for the whole video. Thanks.